You're not showing it.
Oh, thank you.
But if Thursday quizzes would be only at 4.32.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just 4-3. Mm-hmm.
Also on Thursday?
Oh, no, Thursdays is the group quiz.
What is it going to be on?
Everything.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for this one right here, we want to solve. And so we're not solving by graphing, we're just doing our solving. Okay, so for us, what's different about this style here is that there is a square root on both sides. Do you see that? That's what makes this problem different. So if I tell you to isolate the square root, good luck, right? Because there's not one square root. How many is there? 2. And there's no way to isolate, okay? So that means we skip step 1 completely. We're not going to isolate the square root because we can't, okay? So we're not going to isolate the square root because there's 2 square roots. So step 1 is a don't do anything step, okay? So don't isolate the square root because there's not one, right? Okay, so don't isolate a square root because we can't do it, right? There is no way to do that. So then we're going to go to step 2 on our normal solving, okay? And so in normal solving, we isolate the square root as step 1, okay? And then, so what is step 2 then on our normal solving? What do we do for step 2? We square it, right? We square both sides, okay? Okay. And then this is the part that we might mess up on, so I'm going to write this out. So we have to square the number in front as well. So we're going to square the number in front, but what happens when I do the square of a square root? What's that going to be? Right. So it would be a2, and then get rid of the square root, so then it would just be b. Okay, so we have to be careful with that. Okay. So I'm going to, and it's called quantity squaring, right? We're not squaring what we feel like. We have to square everything. We have to square the quantity. Okay, so just looking over here again, right? We wrote this down. So a squared, right? Square the number, but not the radical. The radical goes away and leaves just the number. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Okay, so Jeremiah, you're going to help me with this. So what's 3 squared? And then what happens when I square the square root? It gets rid of the square root. Okay. And then this side here, what's that going to give me?
16.
And?
3x.
3x. Good job. Okay. And then now the nice thing though is that the rest is just simple solving, meaning you don't have to solve by factoring. You're just going to do add, subtract, multiply, and divide. No factoring. And that's the beautiful part. Okay, and the bell's going to ring, so I'm going to do this lickety split. So all I'm doing is distributing. So distribute, distribute. And then get rid of the 45x, right, because I want to combine like terms. I know I'm going super fast. I'm on turbo speed. And then divide by 3, bada bing, bada boom, x equals 3. Okay. Woo! That was a miracle.